Since I was a little girl, I loved listening to my dad's sailing stories, and especially his memories of participating in the Olympic Games. Therefore, I started dreaming about the Olympic Games and about me being one of the competitors one day. Before I could even read or hold a pen, I was put into the Optimist to take a nap. It didn't take long until I was totally in love with this sport. A sport in which you are 100% depending on nature. To pursue my Olympic dream, I needed to change into the Olympic boat class. Since I couldn't find a permanent partner, it was extremely hard to make progress and establish myself as a sailor. So, for the first time, I decided to step back from focusing on sailing. I wanted to concentrate on school, as it was 1 year before my A-levels. But instead of studying, having time for friends or partying, I became lazy and unbalanced. I wasn't happy and didn't feel well in my own skin. Somehow, I managed to pull myself together and get prepared for the A-levels. One day, while procrastinating, I saw a video on YouTube. It showed a sailing team training in Spain. What caught my attention the most were the lyrics of the song playing in the background. You ready? Let's go. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 15% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. These words by Fort Minor really touched me. Listening to the song in connection with these pictures of sailing even made me cry. That moment changed everything. That moment I knew I needed to start sailing again. I needed the sailing in order to have a focus in life, to become disciplined in any ways. Luckily, my parents said that they would support me. So after graduation, I straight applied at the University of Kiel to live in the city where sailing is supported the most in Germany. I had no clue what to study, and honestly, I didn't really care. I was just certain about my sport. I wanted to live at the sea, to have the perfect conditions to follow my only dream, participating in the Olympic Games. Via Facebook, I told my network that I was looking for a sailing partner. One day, I got a call. A girl was asking me if I would like to try out sailing with her. That girl was already quite well known in my boat class. But I wasn't really sure whether we would fit together character-wise. But I thought this could be my stepping stone. So I said yes. I was so unbelievably happy. We sailed nearly every day. I started my studies, but I was actually only thinking about sailing. We got better and better, and we could achieve awesome results, like a first place in the Junior European Championships. So, what does it take to become a professional sailor? As sailing is a quite technical sport, you need, beside of a good physical condition, a lot of material, and subsequently a lot of money to afford it. We were lucky that most of the time we were a part of the national sailing squad, which was sponsored by big companies. So money wasn't an issue. But what this sport most occupies is time. To tell you numbers, we were counting the year of training, sailing, preparation, and travel in days. My partner and me, we were busy with this sport around 250 days a year. We spent more time together than we did with our friends and family. This requires endless discipline, and obviously you need to get along well with each other. while being on and offshore. You need to find a balance between being friends and professional sport partners. You need to adjust to each other, as teamwork is undeniable. What I thought to be a basic requirement when having the same goal turned out to be the opposite for us in reality. My partner and me, we did sail good, but for me, we were not one team. We weren't getting along. As soon as we came on shore, we went separated ways. But I didn't want to give up, so I pushed myself to move forward. I tried to tackle this challenge by talking to my sailing partner. I wasn't successful. I talked to my coach, to other experienced sailors, to my family. As a last solution, I went to see a psychologist. Although I could get little help, there was no way to solve the fact that we were just two different persons with different expectations and interpretations of our dream. Unlike for her, for me, it was not all about the result. It was not an everyday job. It was the coolest sport one could do, our passion, what we live for. So I tried to convince my sailing partner to go together after our dream, with happiness. Unfortunately, I couldn't persuade her, and we kept being two girls, like single parties in a team. I couldn't do this anymore. I needed to change teams. So I thought of a girl I sailed with 2 regattas some time ago. We had good sailing, good results, and on top of all, we enjoyed doing all this. So I asked this girl if she wants to campaign for the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro this year with me. And she said yes. We both decided to put sailing before everything. We got ourselves sorted out and started sailing. Everything was different. We sailed all around the world. We had good and bad results, but no matter how the result was, we were a team all along. We talked through things, shared our emotions or other things in life. We enjoyed being together. The year before the qualification, we also had to face huge difficulties. We had lost our squad sailors. We had no permanent coach and a huge training break due to sickness. But that didn't stop us. We organized everything ourselves and saved money where we could. The qualification for the Rio Olympics would start soon, so we had to work even harder. And we did. We finished the first qualification with a solid result, just a little behind of our rivals. But since only one team could go to the Olympics, we needed to catch up with them. Therefore, we decided to get our own private coach, and we organized the next months till the second qualification ourselves. That regatta needed to be good, so we went literally all in. We had an amazing time with the most effective and productive weeks in our whole sailing career. We thought we had everything it took to make the qualification. But what you win on the swings, you lose on the roundabouts. These qualifications ended unpleasant for us, finishing far in the back of the fleet. Our rivals finished too far in front of us, so that our dream of the Olympic Games was out of eyeshot. We didn't need to take part in another qualification round. We were out. What seemed to be left was a hole. For the first time in 5 years of Olympic sailing, I had no clue what to do next. I couldn't cope with it. I needed to escape from that hole. So I booked a flight ticket to New Zealand to to think about everything, to just deal with myself, to press reset. Now, after a year of orientation, I'm a full-time student and changed my perspectives. I can finally enjoy now all the things which may have fallen by the wayside as an Olympic athlete, like a spontaneous cup of coffee with a friend or going on vacation without any other obligations. Despite of how things ended for us, I'm still convinced that apart from some decisions on the race course, we together have made the right decisions in our whole sailing project. I found a friend for life, which I consider to be an achievement that drowns any failure. I know now that no matter whether I accomplish a dream or not, I will always reach other goals along the way. Goals which I might not have intended to reach in the first place. But these goals will always make the journey worth the ride. And that's why I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever my next big dream may be.